Hello, I'm Willa Latham and I love antique porcelain. And today we're going to look at this little coffee cup. It was made by Colport in 1820 and it's got very beautiful gilding all over. Look, very intricate pattern. And also it's got really amazing hand-painted flowers. Now I want to tell you more about this style because this was a very typically English style in the early 19th century. And there was a lot of money around in that time because England just came out of an endless war with France. The Industrial Revolution started to pick up, and also England was making a lot of money from being a big empire. So there was a lot of disposable money, and people ordered really very lavish tea sets and dinner sets. And this is a little coffee cup from probably a very big tea and coffee service. And there was a lot of gold on it. This is all 20 karat gold. And everything was done by hand. It's hard to believe, but everything was hand painted. See how it was hand painted even inside the cup with incredible precision. Now I want to point out to you this style of flower painting. Look how natural these flowers are. And they are real wildflowers. If you go out in the hills or even in my own garden, I can see a lot of these flowers. They just grow here. And they're painted just the way they grow. They're not very, they're not as stiff as previous flowers. I'll show you this one. I showed you this a few weeks ago. It was made by Spode and it was from a little bit earlier. And it was done in a German fashion. It's very beautiful as well, very detailed. But as you can see, it's more planned, it's more organized. It doesn't have that free-flowing quality. Now, that free-flowing style started really in Wales. There were two big potteries there, Swansea and Nancarrow. And they had incredible flower painters there. And they developed this style that was very free-flowing, and also they were playing with the light. So if you look at this rose, you see how the light is basically, it's not painted on top of it or left out, but what they did is they painted the rose and then they wiped out a bit of paint until you got that light effect. And it creates a much softer effect. Now, the Welsh potteries got in trouble in the early 1820s. So what happened, of course, is that the Welsh flower painters went up north to England to find new work. And this is how they all came to Staffordshire, to Worcester, to Derby, and to Shropshire, where Colport was. So they started to teach the English flower painters how to paint flowers in that way. And that was, that's how this English style was born. But really it started in Wales. And then I want to point out another thing, because this gilding is beautiful, right? It's look at the pattern here. It's very beautiful. And when I saw this set, I thought, oh, I have this one on a different style cup, and I'll get it and I can compare them. So then when I got home and I started to compare them, I realized, no, it's actually a different pattern. It's just very, very similar, but it's not the same. So then I thought, oh, that's very interesting. And then I looked a bit more carefully at this set. And then I realized that the cup and the saucer have different pattern numbers. So they're not even the same pattern, but they look exactly the same. So what's going on here? So I think what's going on is that people would buy or receive as a present big tea sets when they got married, and then they would use them throughout their lives, and of course they would break a few pieces here and there, so they needed replacements. So the potteries would either endlessly repeat the same patterns, or if they were clever, they would bring them out again with a new pattern number saying it's a new pattern, and at the same time they could use them as replacements for old patterns. Now that's not the only thing, because then I found this other trio, and I'm going to show you, and I thought again, oh, that's actually the same pattern. Must be Colport. So I got it. I took it home, I compared it, and I saw, no, it's again slightly different, ever so slightly different. But the flowers, like the other one, have that incredible freedom again. Look how that tulip is trying to escape. It's just very, very beautiful. And then I looked more carefully and then I realized, no, this is not even made by Colport. It's made by Ridgway. It's just almost the same pattern because, of course, if one pattern was popular in one place, everybody started to make it. And then I looked more carefully at the set I have of Henry Daniel. And guess what? Almost the same pattern. It's just applied in a different way. And Daniel had his own style of freedom. I mean, talking about freedom in flower painting, look at that. Anyway, I'll get to Henry Daniel another time. I hope that you enjoyed this and that it helps you appreciate the beauty of antique porcelain. If you enjoyed this video, if you're watching it on YouTube, press the subscribe button now and you'll get the video every week. You can find all these items for sale on my website. It's gentlerattleofchina.com. And I'll have a video every week. Follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.